This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Friday, May 12. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. Police are investigating the shooting death of 30-year-old Marvin Victor of Airy Hill, St. George. He was shot multiple times on Wednesday, May 3rd in Britain, St. George. Police say they received information from the Queen Elizabeth Hospital that Victor was brought in by a private vehicle with gunshot injuries. He was admitted but succumbed yesterday. Police are asking anyone who can provide information to assist with their investigations to contact the Oistins Police Station at 418-2612 or 418-2608. You can also call police emergency number 211 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIPS, that's 1-800-8477, or the nearest police station. In more police news, a 49-year-old cyclist from St. Michael has succumbed to his injuries sustained in an accident 3 days earlier. Police say David Ronnie Arthur of Stadium Road, Bush Hall, St. Michael, was involved in a collision with a motor truck driven by Winston Maskell of Deacon's Farm, St. Michael. It happened sometime around 8 p.m. on Sunday, May 7, on Bank Hall Main Road. He suffered head injuries and was taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance for medical treatment. He died on Wednesday. Police are appealing to anyone who may have witnessed the accident to contact the District A Police Station at 430-7242 or 430-7246. The Barbados Labour Party's St. Michael's South Central candidate Marsha Caddell is dismissing as unremarkable the 2% first quarter growth reported by the central bank this week. Caddell, an economist, gave her verdict as she delivered the Grantley Adams Memorial Lecture at the Grand Salle of the central bank, where she called for lasting growth.
Now, rather than simply seek to record growth so you can register it in a table, the task is to engineer real growth from within, the kind that is led by people's choice, people's innovation, and their participation. So we heard the acting central bank governor on Tuesday report 2% growth in the last quarter, which is unsurprising as it is unremarkable. Because not only is the macro picture still abysmal, but people are only becoming poorer and more deprived. I will challenge anybody who wants to come to me and report 2% growth to follow me into St. Michael South Central and tell the people that. Tell the people that this economy has grown by 2% and see if that satisfies them. And it is not just growth, but the kind of growth that matters. We want growth that is sustainable, that is inclusive, and that is led by the creation of lasting, decent work.
Chairman of the opposition Barbados Labour Party, George Payne, is taking some government ministers to task for their use of what he says was disrespectful language towards Barbadians. Payne was addressing the Grantley Adams Memorial Lecture, and he was referring to several recent statements, the latest being from Housing and Lands Minister Dennis Kelman, who likened critics of the proposed Hyatt Hotel to enemies of the state.
Current mouth-ins of the Democratic Labour Party ministers and parliamentarians show that they have utter contempt and no respect whatsoever for the Barbadian people they represent and their democratic right of freedom of speech enshrined in our Constitution. Minister Kelman's classification of persons disagreeing with government policies as enemies of the state is comparable to the language of the slave masters who kept us in bondage before we were rescued by Sir Grantley. It is the language of the communist hardliners at the time of the Cold War. It is the rhetoric of Hitler's henchmen during the Jewish Holocaust. Mrs. Blackett and Jones' vitriol of spilling blood in the streets and cracking heads takes us back to the dark, dark days of 1937, when Sir Grantley Adams risked his own life to represent his colleagues in the struggle against oppression. The comments of Mara Thompson attacking her female colleagues for being childless are unfortunate.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
When it comes to your family, what do you dream of? Enjoying the sights of Italy, seeing the Eiffel Tower for the first time, or experiencing the cuisine of Spain? Courts can make your family dream come true. Shop at Courts for a chance to win a dream cruise for a family of 4. Spend $999 or over at any Courts store or online at shopcourts.com. Every $100 gets you a chance to win that cruise to give you more fun time with your family by cruising the Mediterranean, a value of over $20,000. So stop dreaming and start shopping to make your dream come true at Courts, bringing value home.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for one here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody ain't want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Ma'am, are you still there? Oh, she put it down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back now with news from the region, and there's a call for a change in business strategy in St. Lucia in order to address the island's economic challenges. The suggestion from one local chartered accountant in Castries in response to Prime Minister Alan Chasney's recent budget presentation. We get more from HTS News Force.
News Force solicited a review from partner at BDO Eastern Caribbean, Frank Myers, who observed that the budget was very much as he expected. He says on examining the debt load and current unemployment rate in St. Lucia, there must be a dramatic shift in the way business is done in order to lift the country out of its current predicament. He says continuing to do things the old way will result in nothing but further debt.
The level of growth in St. Lucia over the past few years is such that in actual fact we're probably running backwards. We need, I estimate, in my own estimation, it's not a scientific one, I think we probably need something like an 8% per annum growth for the next few years to catch up, if you will, with the more prosperous countries in the region. And the sort of figures we've been returning, 0.1, 0.2 or thereabouts, with the occasional dip below into the red, it's not going to cut us in any particular way. We need something dramatic, something different, and it's something that everybody has got to come on board, if you will, in a sense, so that we can perhaps take some pain now and realize the benefits later.
Myers says the challenge remains for any government confronted with a situation of high debt to traverse through limited options. St. Lucia faces an issue of lack of grant funding, which requires the government to seek creative ways of generating the level of employment and investment to spur economic growth.
On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump today warned the sacked FBI Chief James Comey against leaking information to the media. He tweeted that Comey had, quote, "better hope there are no tapes of our conversations," unquote. Comey had been leading an investigation into possible collusion between Trump's election campaign officials and Russia when he was fired on Tuesday. Trump insists that Comey told him he was not under investigation. And finally, National Health Services across England have been hit by IT failure caused by a large-scale cyber attack. Some doctors' surgeries have had to shut down their phone and IT systems, while accident and emergency departments have told people not to attend unless in cases of emergency. The National Health Services said the ransomware attack was not specifically targeted at them and was affecting other organizations from a range of sectors. And that's news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Marie Claire Williams. Have a good afternoon.